I have so much to tell you. I really do. And I have so much that I even had to make a list so that I wouldn't forget anything. But I'm also going to be doing, as you can tell, a Get Ready with Me. And this is just a little bit of everything, including my hairspray. I'll put that right there. But I do have a lot to tell you. First of all, I've been receiving some messages again, some of you wondering where I am. And I've said this so many times in the past, but there are times when I just need a break. I need a break, not just from YouTube, but from a lot of things. And I take it. And that's where I've been. I've just had a lot going on, but I just needed to breathe. And so that's really where I've been, but I'm back. Feeling great. I'm not sick, except for my hip still hurts, and that's another whole story on its own, or at least probably a video of its own, but I'm good. As I said, I have some things that I want to sort of tell you about what's going on in my life, and the reason I'm even telling you most of this is because many of you are already aware of a lot of it, and it's just sort of updates. But I'm just going to put my makeup on, and I may or may not show you what I'm doing or show you the product I'm using, but rest assured, I will list it in the description box below this video. And if you don't know where the description box is, just look for the title of this video underneath it. Click on it, and a box will open up, and you'll see everything listed. There'll be a link with every product, and you can click on that link. It'll take you directly to that product where you can purchase it. Read it, study it, decide if it's for you. If it is, you can order it right there from that link. If not, that's okay too. But you can also find it as the very first comment under this video. My face is ready, and by the way, I get so many of you ask me, what I do to my face before I do my makeup application, and it's just my basic skincare. And I did a video not too long ago on skincare that I'm using, and what I'll do is I'll link that in the description box too, that video, so that you can go and watch it if you want to see what I do. But I grabbed the NYX NYX, what is the name of this? This new NYX foundation, and I don't see the name of it, but it'll be below. And okay. Let me shake that up just to be on the safe side, since I haven't used it in a hot moment. And I'm gonna put a little bit, and this is just that's an e.l.f. brush, the cream and powder, but I'm using liquid, so I'm just gonna really swirl that in, work it into the brush. This brush is clean, so there's no makeup already in it, and just apply it. But yeah, let me sort of tell you, the very first thing I want to do, because I get so many of you asking about Biscuit, how he's doing. And Biscuit is doing great, ornery as ever, but it's been right at a year since Biscuit had that encounter with the cat. And as many of you know, he hurt his back and was not able to walk, get up on his hind legs for a long time. And we did not know for sure if he would survive it. Not that he was going to die from it, but that if he would ever truly walk again. And we could have done surgery immediately, but we decided not to. If you'll remember, we decided to do a program that our veterinarian recommended, and at the very end of it, it included some water therapy where he would walk and swim in a tank of water to help build his little muscles back again. And
jets on and see how you do.
now he's swimming.
Okay. Good boy. There you go.
We were told that if this works, there would be a time when we would forget all about the accident and it would be like nothing ever happened. And guess what? It's a year and it's like it never happened. Nothing stops him, nothing slows him down. He just like the old Biscuit. So I'm so glad that we chose not to do the surgery. And it's hot and I'm gonna get my fan. Do you have one of these little hand fans? If you don't, I'm gonna put a link to one because they are wonderful for when you're putting your makeup on or doing your hair and it's hot. It feels good. I'll put a link. It may not be black. It may not be this exact one. I have 2 or 3 different styles of this. I have them everywhere in my car. You know, when you get in your car and on a hot summer day and it's just blazing hot, it takes a little while for the car to cool off. And I have one of these in my car and I just hold it up to my face and it sort of gets the air flowing and cools me down a little bit until my air conditioner can click on and really start working and doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I love that. I use it all the time, or use one of them all the time. And they're so inexpensive. Let's see what I have in here. Okay, this is my Old Faithful eyeliner pencil. I can't talk while I do this. And I'll tell you what, let me do something right here. Okay. Move that mirror up closer so that I can see in it. I think the next thing I want to talk about is many of you will know this person, this YouTuber. I know that some of you won't have any idea who she is, but if you have not heard the news about Christine from Pink So Foxy. Now, I've been following Christine since I've been on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube, 14 years, and so she was already on YouTube then, and her channel was called Pink So Foxy, and she was strictly a beauty channel, putting on makeup, and had a lot. And as most of us loves everything pink. Her channel really started growing a lot. And at some point, I think she had 1 million subscribers. And I'm just sort of estimating and trying to use my memory here because I've been watching her for so long. But she decided one day, and I don't remember what actually made her make the decision to minimalist, but Christine decided, and her husband Michael decided to become minimalist. And when I tell you, they were minimalist in the biggest sense of the word, the biggest way you could imagine. I mean, they went in 110%, and to this day, they've been minimalist, and I'm not talking a capsule wardrobe. I'm talking she may have 5 tops, period. They lived in Hawaii, and then a few years ago they moved to Tucson. When I first started watching her, they were in Hawaii. And she became a minimalist. She's a vegan and started doing a lot of vegan stuff. And then she would have different interests. And whatever her interest was at the time, that's what her channel was devoted to. It was raising butterflies at one point. Butterflies. Then the plants. She got into the plants. She's always, I think, been into making jewelry out of stones mainly, and she is still into stones and minerals. And she has a website where she sells things, all of that. But she has not been on YouTube for a while. She's been on, I think, Instagram and probably TikTok. I don't do TikTok, but she's been on those. And let me do this. I need to put my mascara on. I can't talk while I put my mascara on, so I will fast forward through this. But if you have watched and followed, subscribed to Christine over the years, mention that in the comment for me. I would appreciate that. But she was always one of my very favorite content creators here on YouTube, always. Whatever she was into, she made it super interesting. Really just fascinating, and what I learned. So about 2 weeks ago, Christine started hemorrhaging, and her husband took her to the ER, and I'm going to give you a link to a little video where you can go and let her explain what happened in this 2 weeks. But as it turns out, Christine has stage 2 cervical cancer. And I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible for anyone, but especially for someone that you really care about. And I really do care about Christine. The one thing I failed to mention about Christine, and those of you who followed Christine know this, that Christine was also probably the most frugal person I've ever met, although I haven't met her. I feel like I've met her from YouTube, but very frugal. And she has saved and saved and saved. And she talks about money management and saving and, saving for her future, her and Michael's future. And Michael works also. So anyway, you can imagine what this is now going to do to them financially. So they have started a GoFundMe. And because as Christine says in this little video that I'm going to link for you, everything that they have saved for their future, their retirement, is going to be eaten up in medical bills. And so they have started a GoFundMe, and I would just say that if you knew this about Christine already, about the cancer, you've already know that there is this, and you've had an opportunity to go over and make a donation. If you haven't, and if you feel, if you don't know her, if you feel in your heart that you would like to help, I know that any monies that you choose to give her, no matter how small, it will be spent wisely. That I know, that I know. Not that anybody wouldn't who was the recipient of a GoFundMe, but I would never question anything about Christina. Like I say, I've been watching her, I know, at least 14 years. This is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I wouldn't wish anything like this on anyone. When you do all the things, you eat right, you take care of your body, you take care of your finances, you take care of your loved ones, you do all the things, and then to have something like this happen is just, it's so sad. So I know that Christine would appreciate anything. I will also have a link in the description box to her GoFundMe account in case you do want to go over and really read about her story there and make a decision about whether or not you want to make a donation, no matter how small or how large. It would be appreciated. I know. I'm digging here. Wet n Wild, we're using a little bit of everything today. Wet n Wild Mega Glow for some bronzer, contour, whatever we want to call it. Look at that, it's melted. I'm gonna and more than even that, keeping Christine in your prayers. I know she's been in mine constantly since I heard about this. And I think I'm going to use the Wet n Wild again in the Mega Glow. Say It Ain't Rose. If you wonder what I'm tapping on, it's this little palette here that all right, guess what? Fan. One of my best purchases ever was discovering those, years ago now. I've been talking about them, I think, for years. We're getting there, guys. I'm going to go back in with my pencil. The next thing, oh, it's something that's fun. It is so fun. And this, for some of us, this is sort of like, oh yeah, I know those people. I know who you're talking about. Many of you know that my sister's granddaughter, let me say this right, she would be my great niece, since she was a little girl, has been in gymnastics. And she was good. And she was what was considered an elite 5, if I'm saying that correctly. But that means she's can do all of the things that she needs to do to compete at an elite level. And oh my gosh, she has so many ribbons and trophies, and her goal was to be in this next Summer Olympics, and she was trending. And she has, over the last couple of years, she's had some injuries from falls, because it's also a very dangerous sport. And I think a lot of times when we see these gymnasts in the Olympics, especially, we think, oh, wow, pretty awesome that you can do all of that. But let me tell you, there's a lot that goes into being a gymnast other than just what you see, just practicing and learning all the tricks. It's the strength training. And I'm going to you might even be seeing a little clip here of one of her workouts, or just a snippet of one of her workouts on workout day. I can't remember what it's called, and bear in mind that she is tiny. She is tiny. So what happened was last year, she was going into senior high school, and she had another injury, another knee injury that the orthopedic surgeons said that she needed to quit gymnastics. That she was on the verge of having an injury that could potentially keep her from walking, that could injure her for her life. My niece and her husband sat down with Molly Kate, and they had some real heart-to-hearts about it and decided that she would give it up. She was being recruited by so many of the big colleges to come to college, to go to school there, to compete on their gymnastics team, and it was just a matter of her deciding where she wanted to go, what would be best suited for her. So naturally, all of that just went down the drain when the decision was made. She started cheering on her high school team and was good at that, obviously. And just within the last week or two, she decided that she wanted to go to the University of Mississippi to school. They live in Memphis, but go to the University of Mississippi, and that she would try out for cheerleader for the University of Mississippi. And it was very involved from what I understand, and she made it. So we are so excited that she will be cheering for the University of Mississippi. So if you are a football fan and you see Mississippi playing, that might be, you might look for. I think the last thing I have to tell you, let me line my lips. The last thing is Jennifer. No, it's not the last thing. The last thing is going to be I cut my hair. But Jennifer first. Jennifer, many of you follow Jennifer on her channel, but the number one question that has been asked of me, as you know, my channel is called rxstrmom, and it has a funny spelling, but it's rxstrmom. And I think since I started my channel, that's been the number one question, is who is your daughter? And I've always told you that she was behind the scenes. You know, she wasn't out there in front of the camera. She was behind the scenes. And very, very successful. But her life has taken a drastic change, as some of you know. And since she started her channel, I've been trying to get her to talk about her life in some way before she got married and had the twins and the divorce. So she's done that. She's made a video, and when you see this, it's probably already out. So if you're subscribed to her, you probably have seen the notice that the video is up. But if you haven't, I'll put a link to the video in the description box, and that will answer some of your questions. It won't tell you exactly what she did, because it's really sort of complicated what she did, but she talks about it. And I'm really, really proud of her for doing this. I am just so proud of her, period. In the process of all of this, many of you know that she was diagnosed with ADHD, which when we look back on it now, from even in her childhood, we we see that she's had it her entire life, but we just didn't know enough to do anything about it, to recognize it. I, like so many people, thought that ADHD only happened to hyperactive little boys, and that's not the case at all. The numbers are huge of women who are diagnosed with ADHD and autism in midlife. And that's what's happened to Jennifer. It's not only ADHD, she also has some autism, and she's been tested for both, so we know. And she has a new life. And I'm just so proud of her for what she's doing. I really am proud of her. So, cut my hair. And what I did was, I've been letting the color grow off, and I really do like the white, the silver, whatever it is, and I even like the gray, the darker gray. But what I hated, and I think this is what everybody hates, especially if they've had any bleach on their hair in the past, I had these ends that I just hated, and I thought I could handle it. It's been a couple of years now that I've been living with this, loving this, but hating this. And so I've trimmed my hair in the past to slowly get rid of some of that. And I've been cutting my own hair for a long, long time. Many, many, many years ago, probably in my early 30s, a friend of mine was a hairdresser, and she showed me that trick about putting your hair in a ponytail on top of your head and cutting straight across and then sort of trimming it up a little, and it just creates layers in your hair. And that's what I've always done, and now all of a sudden it's popular. For the last 2 or 3 years it's been real popular. Supposedly somebody, it's called maybe the wolf cut, and somebody is claiming to have invented it. No. I've been doing this since I was 30. I was taught by my friend, a hairdresser, so it's been around. But, so I decided the other day, last week, that I was going to cut a little bit more of that yucky, brassy looking stuff off of the ends and put my hair in the ponytail, got all ready, cut it, let it out, and it was, I'd cut about that much off of it, and it was okay. And then I thought, you know what, there was still about that much left, and I thought, let me see, put it back up in the ponytail, gave it a whack, took about that much more off of it, and I'm telling you, I got a lot of it off. And my hair is, if it's wet, it's on my shoulders, but dry, it's not on my shoulders. I can still get it up. But I will, you can see, I will tell you that I have worn it down a couple of times. I'm not going to wear it down every day because it is hot in Florida. I do not have a brush in here. I do not have a comb in here. So this is what we got. Okay. I probably still have a little bit of the brassiness on the ends of it, but gosh, nothing like it was. I I do not even have a clip. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm going to go get a clip. One more thing, some e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm. If you've gotten this far in the video, comment Biscuit so that I'll know that you watched it the whole way through. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Don't forget to be kind. Be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. And I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.